Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon to people on the Midwest and on the East Coast. Good morning to people. Well, is it morning still? Technically it's still the morning in the West Coast. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening from all over. So, hey everybody, how's it going? This is TNT Joe-Fi Tech News that Jerome Ortega finds interesting. Today is Monday, right? Yeah, it's Monday, May 4th. Yes, May 4th. How's everybody doing today? We got some tech news today, a couple things here and there. Not a crazy amount of stuff, but we'll go through it real quick. If you guys are new to the stream, I do welcome everybody for joining in. I actually use this segment to talk about, tech news that's going on, but I also use it to engage in the community and talk to chat and see what's going on. So before I do that, let me start and say hi to everybody. So Brian, first in chat here, TNT Joe-Fi, welcome to the live stream, everyone. Brian, thanks so much for moderating. Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I do apologize. I am a little late today. I was actually working on the intro this morning, and then I had a couple other errands to run, and it's just, I'm here. That's all that matters. And, we're doing it live. So, Y 2019. Hi, Y. How's it going? Are you going to update your name to Y 2020, or is it just 2019 for a reason? I'm just asking. Min's Arcade, good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning to you. Is it good? No, it's late over there, right? It's late night, super late night. Good evening to you. Fabio de Ara. God, I'm butchering it. Fabio de Araujo. Arau. God, I feel like a dumbass. I'm sorry. Fabio, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Glad you could make it. Why am I saying that wrong? Fabio de Araujo. Right? Maybe close. Good evening from Ireland. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for joining the stream. Appreciate you stopping by. I can't remember if I've seen you in here before, but glad you could make it. Glad you could make it. I see here Soso de Flo. Soso de Flo. Hey Jerome. Hey Soso. How's it going? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here either. And then Will. What up, Will? What's going on, man? Shouldn't you be sleeping? No, because you never sleep apparently. I did great. Thanks, Fabio. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, glad you could make it. So let's get started, guys. Again, if there's anything you want to talk about, if there's something in tech that I might have missed, feel free to ask. I'll try to go over it as long as chat isn't going too crazy and as long as I have time. But I don't have a ton of stories today, and so we'll start off. And the first story I have here is a leak. Or more than a leak. So this article from XDA is saying there's early Google Pixel 4a camera review showcases the 2020 mid-range Pixel's camera performance. Later this month, Google is expected to launch the follow-up to the 2019 mid-range Pixel 3a, the Google Pixel 4a. And so this is actually, this Pixel 4a, I think they're slating to release it in the US on May 22nd, which is, what is that, 2 weeks from now? That's 2.5 weeks. So next two Friday, or whatever, 2.5 weeks on a Friday, May 22nd, I think is when they're expected to release it, pitting Google's 2020 mid-range Pixel against the likes of the Apple iPhone SE and Samsung Galaxy A51. The A51 is a $400 phone as well, but other than a display and 18,000 cameras on the back, which might not even be the best, I don't really know what the Galaxy A51 has that kind of beats the rest of the pack, because the Google Pixel 4a is going to have a good camera, probably better than the iPhone SE, but then the iPhone SE is going to have really good performance and an equally good camera, just probably not as good as the Pixel 4a. Well, the Galaxy A51 will most likely have better battery life probably than the other two, is my guess. So anyway, let's continue on. While Pixel smartphones aren't known for their best in-class hardware, they are known to excel in their picture-taking capabilities. The Pixel 4a will feature a single camera on the front and rear, much like the iPhone SE, but unlike the Galaxy A51, but where the phone is expected to really shine is its use of the Google Camera app. Thanks to an early Pixel 4a camera review, we have a pretty good idea of its camera performance. So this YouTube channel, TechnoLike Plus, I guess he got a hold of the Pixel 4a super early, wherever he got it from. Yeah, he's the YouTuber who gave us our first detailed real-world look at the Pixel 4a back in March. So let's see here. Julio did download the latest version of the Google Camera app onto his device, but we don't know what version of the app will be preloaded on retail units. So before we go into these photos, again, the thing to keep in mind here is this probably isn't the final software release for the Google Pixel 4a yet in terms of its camera, although I'm pretty sure whatever samples they have here are going to be pretty close. I did take a quick sneak peek, and yeah, they look pretty good from what I can tell. So earlier leaks confirmed the basic hardware specs of the Google Pixel 4a, but Julio sent us some screenshots of the quote camera tabs in the two different hardware information apps. Yeah, so they're just going into the specs of it, but let's take a look at just the camera photos in general. So portrait mode is one of the major features of the Google Camera app on Pixel smartphones. It enables, quote, professional looking shallow depth of field images, according to Google. When portrait mode is enabled, the camera zooms in a bit, 1.5 times for the rear camera and 1.2 times for the front camera because the narrower The narrower field of view. Why is that so hard for me to say? The narrower field of view encourages users to stand further back, which reduces perspective distortion and leads to better portrait photos. Like most Pixel smartphones, the Pixel 4a can use portrait mode with a single camera, which is great to know. So yeah, these look pretty good. I did take a look. Can I click the next picture here? Is there not a no? I have to back out like a fucking, oh my god. Okay, well, fucking noob. Okay, so here's the thing though, is like it's I mean, it's good. You know, you see the shallow depth of field, but it's not perfect. Some of it like looks like it's blurring out in some spots, but not all. But we'll go into some of the more detailed specs. What am I doing wrong here? Why is this being so stupid? We'll go to the main pictures in a second, guys. So, but yeah, the pictures look really good. They look real contrasty. Maybe a little too contrasty for some people, but I like that kind of look. So astrophotography is also in here, which is cool. You know, because I'm in the city, astrophotography is not the best. I mean, there's a lot of light pollution in the city of Chicago, so you know, it's not something that I use often. Maybe one day I'll go drive into the middle of nowhere of Illinois and, you know, try it out, but I don't know. We'll see. I would rather go ahead and take neon sign shots. And just real quick, guys, so we've had a couple non-rainy days here in Chicago, so I did spend some time with my iPhone SE, and I ended up taking some night shots. So I'm working on that camera comparison right now. Hopefully I'll get that out maybe tonight or tomorrow night. And then, you know, some other final videos. And I don't know if I'm keeping the iPhone SE. I'm not happy with the battery. And I'm double checking video stabilization on it. And I'm not too thrilled with that either. If that holds true, if the video stabilization is really choppy compared to my Pixel 4. But yeah, I'll talk about that later. You know, let's go into this again. So astrophotography is a new Google camera feature introduced with the Pixel 4. The feature allows users to take photos of the starry sky. I don't know. Have you guys, for people who own the Pixel 4, have you guys used astrophotography mode? Or even people who don't have a Pixel 4 and have enabled Gcam and it allows it? Have you guys used it? I mean, it's a cool feature to have. It's not something that I use. Again, I'm in the city, so there's a lot of light pollution, and it's just not something that I use often. It isn't. It's still a great feature, though. Not knocking it. I'm just saying. So astrophotography requires the user to enable night sight and then leave the phone completely still for several minutes while the phone captures multiple exposures. Actually, a really good point here is I was trying to take a shot, I think the other day, in the city of like a three flat building. A three flat in Chicago is what you call like three different stories, a 3-story building, like 3 full unit flats or whatever. And I was just trying to take a picture of that, and it was a big building with trees in the way, and astrophotography mode came on, and I have no idea why. And it wanted me to keep the phone there for 1 minute and 10 seconds. And I'm like, okay, no, something obviously didn't work correctly. So not that it doesn't work, it's just sometimes it doesn't work properly. Okay, you'll almost always need to place the phone on a tripod to use astrophotography. Yeah, that's very true. Google brought astrophotography to the Pixel 3 and Pixel 3a after its debut on the Pixel 4, so its presence on the 4a should come as no surprise. Of course, Google camera modders ported the feature to older Pixel smartphones. So yeah, these shots are really good, although this looks kind of soft. Like, this is actually really soft, and I don't know why it keeps doing that, but yeah. Okay, so anyway, to continue on, we'll go through the samples in a second here. Night sight is one of the best Google camera features to come from the Pixel 3 launch. Google's night sight mode has kept Pixel phones in the conversation as the best camera phones for low light shots. Yes. So as the best camera phone for low light shots, yes, with the Pixel 3. With the Pixel 4, no. Night mode on the iPhone 11 Pro outclasses the Pixel 4 in night shots, like just telling you guys, it does. If you guys don't believe me, if you're new to my channel, you can watch my camera comparison videos. The iPhone 11 Pro does a much better job at night than my Pixel 4 does in low light. Zoom samples, we'll go through some of this really quick later. Okay, so there's some comments here. I viewed all the photo. I haven't had a chance to read this, guys. So let's read it real quick. And here, I'll make this a little bigger so you guys can read with me. I viewed all the photos in full resolution, and they seem better than the Google Pixel 3 in terms of dynamic range and shadow detail capture. I haven't used a Pixel 4 or Pixel 3a, so I can't compare with them. Yeah, I mean, so for me, in terms of my Pixel 3 versus Pixel 4, the Pixel 4 is better slightly, but it's not by a ton. That's why I kept saying the iPhone 11 Pro really outclassed it this year. The photos are characteristically Pixel-like in look. This means they have excellent detail, balanced noise reduction with visible luminance noise, adequate but not best-in-class dynamic range, and great color accuracy. Night sight is just as good as ever. I feel these photos are better than the Galaxy S20 Plus's night mode photos in a few respects. The Pixel 4a's camera will continue to excel when it comes to having a balanced noise reduction system, which will resolve more detail compared to competitors. The one weakness is exposure. Compared to phones like the S20 or the OnePlus 7 Pro, these photos aren't as bright, resolving less shadow detail. On the other hand, facial detail continues to remain a particular strength for all Pixels. So when they say facial detail, are they just talking about detail in general, or are they talking about portrait mode? And finally, the Pixel's portrait mode. Okay, so I don't know, maybe that's separate, but the Pixel's portrait mode is better than most implementations. After viewing these photos, I miss Google Camera on the OnePlus 7 Pro. So portrait mode, what I've said is, even though the iPhone 11 Pro has outclassed the Pixel 4 in terms of its camera, I've said this a lot of times, the Pixel 4, the one thing it does better than the iPhone 11 Pro is shooting in portrait mode. It does that a lot better than what the iPhone 11 Pro can offer. But really, that's about it in terms of camera quality. Yeah, so the full specs of the Google Pixel 4a, we've talked about this before. It's going to have a Snapdragon 730, 6 gigs of RAM, which is nice to see. This is something that I wish they would upgrade. I don't know if they're going to offer 128 gigs internal storage, but I would love to see that. So one selfie camera on the front, one rear main shooter in the back, 1080p resolution. And yeah, rear fingerprint sensor, which is a great plus, 3.5mm headphone jack for people who still need it, and a 3000 milliamp hour battery. I'm assuming this battery is going to outlast my Google Pixel 4. The battery on my Pixel 4 is garbage. So is the iPhone SE. That's pretty garbage too. I've been using my iPhone SE as my daily for the last week. Last week, yeah. The battery is just, it's something to be desired. Let's put it that much. It's not the greatest. So yeah, let's go through these camera samples. This is I guess somebody, I don't know who shared this. Somebody shared all the pictures. Maybe it was the YouTuber who put this out here. So yeah, I actually took this as my thumbnail because this is a great shot. This is a great night shot in here. No, it looks really good for what it offers. And then astrophotography mode, right? And I don't know if there's detail on, okay, so these are zoom samples, 1 time zoom, well, and then 3 times zoomed in. And you could tell it's starting to look a little, and then 8 times zoomed in. So yeah, it's not the greatest detail at all, but it's not bad. And oh, these are all 1, 3, and 8, I see. But yeah, the color profile on it looks very similar to what you get from Google in general. So these are normal, night sight, and flash. That's something I've never really tested much, is flash. It's not the biggest deal for me. Actually, this, for just a regular low light shot with no night mode on it, looks pretty good. See, this is something I complained about on if you watch my Google Pixel 4 night mode comparison, sometimes what night sight does is it really takes those greens and it kind of makes them look neon greenish, just, it's not the most appealing. And then that's flash, and like, I would rather not have that at all. This actually doesn't look bad at all, just for a regular night shot with no night sight on. And then here again, night mode. Like this is really dark. I mean, this looks like it was taken in almost pitch black night. And then here, obviously, it's a lot better, but it's just really it's kind of bright with flash on. I mean, what do you expect, right? I mean, you're trying to get the most out of it. So outdoor photo samples, and a lot of these look really good. Um, yeah, these are pretty great shots. I mean, I'd be pretty happy with those just in general, especially for a $400 camera. And then these are portrait modes. Yeah, so like it's pretty good, but you can see it's not perfect. See, it softens the hair right here, but otherwise, like the bokeh, because it's not real bokeh. Doesn't look bad. Again, like we saw this one earlier, it's not perfect. Um, yeah, these these shots are a little, but yeah. Again, it's not bad. It's not bad. Um, Yeah, I mean, I'll take it for a $400 phone. I'm actually a little excited for the Google Pixel 4a. I think it's definitely going to have a better camera than the iPhone SE. I'm not done testing the iPhone SE yet though. As far as video though, I'm still testing video quality the Pixel 4 on the Pixel 4 and the iPhone SE. Right now, the Pixel 4 is good in terms of video stabilization, but otherwise, it seems like the iPhone SE has it beat in some other categories. And I haven't tested night yet, but I'm about to do that maybe today. So we'll see. Let me go through chat real quick. I see, and I have to always stop first for super chats. Brian with the $1 super chat. Brian, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate it. Brian has always been a big supporter, and I can't thank him enough. So thank you, Brian, for taking that extra step and supporting that way. Appreciate it. And then, yeah, real quick to everybody else, if you're new to the stream or you're just stopping by, please feel free to like the video. Liking the video helps me in some weird algorithmic way. Hopefully it helps other people find my stream. For those that don't know, I do stream Monday through Friday on weekdays. Yeah, that's what Monday through Friday is. I stream weekdays Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Central. So if you guys haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. You can talk to me in chat. We can converse, and we can talk about what's going on. And yeah, appreciate it. And then real quick, VG Tech Life with the $2 super chat. What up? What up, VG Tech Life? How's it going, man? Glad to have you stop by the stream. Thank you for supporting. I will add you into my intro and outro for May Super Chatters. So thank you, VG Tech Life. Appreciate it, man. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Okay, real quick, let me scroll back up. And then again, BG Tech Life also, thank you for the extra support. It means a lot to me. It really does. It helps me continue doing this daily. And I love talking about tech and talking about news and learning about stuff with you guys, because I've also said this before. I don't know everything about tech. I don't. You guys help me, get my knowledge in and share that with other people and share my opinions and, hopefully create a good community. So let me scroll up. Oh, okay. So I see Mr. X Incognito. Good evening from Serbia. Good evening, Mr. X. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here either. So appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for stopping by, man. Tobez is in here. Tobez Nwajagu. Nwajagu. Yeah, there you go. What up, guys? What up, Tobez? How you doing, man? Hackney man in here. What's up, yo? What's up, Hackney? How's it going? How you doing? I see Denelli in here too. Denelli, how you doing? Pixel 4a pictures look super meh. Do they? Is it the night shots that are meh for you, or is it because is it too contrasty? I'm just wondering how you feel iPhone 11 wins. I mean, yeah, I can't. I know how iPhone 11 comes out with the shot, so I hear you. Levin Williams, hello people. I'm late, but I made it. Levin, you're fine. I started late too. I was an hour late. 50 minutes late. I started at 12:50, I think. So yeah, you kind of just got into the stream. So glad you could make it. Appreciate you stopping by. Let me see here. I have used it on my Pixel 4 XL and it works pretty good. Oh, astrophotography. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I need to try it. don't have a chance to really be out in the middle of nowhere, so haven't had chance to really use it. Fabio says here, I did with my Pixel 2 XL, but maybe I need to go to a better place to take pictures. It was quite impressive. That's good to know. Good to know. Yeah, Denelli says these shots are soft as fuck. They do look soft. I mean, a good portion of them look pretty soft, but I still want to test them out myself and see. Toka in here, Toka Vlad. Hey, Toka, I don't think I've seen you here either in stream. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the chat. I have just ordered the iPhone SE 2020. I have the Poco F1 now with Gcam and never tried astrophotography. Yeah, I haven't tried it either. I actually want to get my hands on a Poco F1 to kind of mod it and whatever, but they're still too expensive right now. I don't want to spend the money on that just at this moment. But maybe in the future, if I can find it for a better price, I'll have to test it out. Levin also says the only problem with night sight on my Pixel is it doesn't give the impression it's nighttime. Yes. So Levin, that's actually a really good point, and that's something that I think the iPhone, using night mode on the iPhone, I think it gets that a lot better than what the Pixel does. A lot of times, if you've watched my other camera comparison videos, I've said that sometimes when you take a night shot, even if you're using night sight or night mode, you still want it to look like it's nighttime, right? You don't want it to look like you don't want people asking, was this taken at 8 p.m. at night or was it taken at 5 in the morning? You know what I mean? You want it to still resemble night, but not so much so that it looks like it's a day shot. So yeah, I hear you on that. And I think the iPhone has kind of figured that out. So the flow says here, still have my trusty Pixel 3 for photos. I mean, it's a good phone to have for photos for sure. I can't say that name. I can't read that, but I do appreciate you stopping by. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. If there's a name you want me to give you, just say it in there, and I'll make sure to kind of keep it in my head. Xiaomi Mi 9T Gcam astrophotography is amazing. That's good to know. Actually, I need to look at that phone. I wanna buy a Xiaomi phone, and I want to mod it. I just want a good price for a Xiaomi phone. I got to actually, Mint Arcade, who's here in the stream, he DM'd me with a couple recommendations for, I think, some Xiaomi phones too, but I got to take a look at it. But that's good. Strong noise reduction though. That's good to know. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for joining the stream. Again, if there's a name I can give you, kind of just phonetically put it out there, because I can't read that. So again, thanks for stopping by. Let me go back up here. Wise asking, when do you think the 4A will be revealed? It might be revealed next, I think mid-May. So if the 22nd is May 15th, I think is when people were saying, but I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. I lost my spot. God damn it. Where did that go? Sorry, guys. I just forgot where I went here. Oh, here it is. Mint Arcade, it says, but is it $399? That's the hope. I hope it's $399. I wish it was $399 with 128 gigs of storage, but we know that's not going to be it. Hopefully, they will follow in Apple's footsteps and they'll offer a 128 gig version at $449. That would be, I feel like that would still be a fair deal. I'm looking at Tobez here. The iPhone SE is garbage. Battery's garbage. Design is right? It's outdated. But for the price, you still get good performance and you still get a good camera. I mean, I have to give it that. And you get a good ecosystem. So I'm not, I got to be transparent, and at least it gives you those things. But I understand, man. I know there's going to be half people who love it, half people who hate it. Mint Arcade says, hopefully Google doesn't pull the rug under us again. you never know with Google, Mint Arcade. You really don't. Hackney Man says, what's up with Black Crush? What's up with Black Crush on modern day smartphones? My 3A XL had that, as did the OnePlus 8 Pro. Yeah, I still think they're trying to fix the Black Crush issue, and I don't know if they're going to. My iPhone 11 Pro and previously OnePlus 7 are perfectly calibrated. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know who's doing the engineering behind the displays or the quality control behind them, but Yeah. I only notice Black Crush if I'm, watching stuff at night or whatever, and it just kind of pops in my face. But yeah, I know it's still a big issue though. And there's a lot of phones that have it. So I don't know. Toba says here, what about the LG Velvet? I think Tobas, you ask a lot about this Velvet. I think this is on your priority list, isn't it? Or at least in your radar for maybe getting it because it's going to heat up in the mid-range segment. Here's the thing though, if this LG Velvet prices at $500, I think it might take it out of its contention as a phone that can compete in the market, especially with phones that are coming out at $400, especially with this OnePlus Z. If this OnePlus Z comes out with a Snapdragon 765, this $400 market is going to get really competitive. And I think for LG to price it at $500, it might be taking itself out because you're going to have the same chipset, a 765, but now you're charging $100 more when, well, to be fair, there's the Pixel 4a, and that's only going to have a 730. Shit, I don't know. Maybe the OnePlus Z might price at 500 also. So yeah, we'll see. The LG Velvet, I think a lot of it depends on how its UI is going to be. I think people might buy it for its quad DAC for the audio files, but I I don't know. And who knows how the camera is going to be on it either. I guess we just got to wait and see. Okay, let me scroll down here. Moodster, hey Moodster, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the chat. Nice to see you again. Hello again, giving you an update. I ordered and received the OnePlus 8 Pro. Congrats. That's a very pricey phone, but congrats. You now have to Damn. You now have to pay sales tax to OnePlus. Also, I'm sending it back for a full refund due to Wi-Fi issues. Well, I'm glad you're able to send it back. Yeah, so buying that phone then $900 plus tax. Yeah, you're looking at almost $1,000 shipped to your door, right? I think I'm pretty right in saying that. Here in Chicago, 10%, it's 10.25 or something sales tax here in Chicago. So you'd be paying almost $100 in sales tax. So yeah, it's about $1,000 here shipped to your door in the US. That sucks about the Wi-Fi issues, but glad you're able to get a full refund. I should just buy that phone just to test the camera. And then take some shots, and then I can give you guys a good impression. But I don't even have $1,000 to spend at the moment just to put it on my credit card, so it's not happening. Y2019 says here Pixel 4a because of the screen and processor, or Pixel 3a XL because of the better battery and bigger screen. Yeah, I don't, and again, I don't know if the camera is going to be that big of a differentiator. But I also don't know about whatchamacallit. I also don't know about what am I hear. Hold on, guys. Oh my god. No, sorry. Was there, hopefully there wasn't feedback on my stream here. Shit. I think I had audio playing the whole time. Was there an echo, guys, on my thing? Hopefully there wasn't. Anyway, let me just my stream was playing on another computer or on my, let's just continue. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Moving down. Oh my God. Moodster with the $10 super chat. Thank you. Moodster, thank you, man. Appreciate you supporting. I will add you for May super chatters. I just redid my whole intro and outro. Just again, have to say real quick, guys, thank you for the support. Thank you for the super chat. It means a lot to me. Again, I'll add you for tomorrow's intro and outro for the month of May. So thank you so much, Moodster. And then I also have like an all-time super chat kind of thing that I add in there too. And I think you're close there too. So again, thank you so much for the support. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Okay, guys, let's move on here. Oh, no feedback. Thanks, Mint Arcade. Appreciate that too. I wasn't sure. Alobius. Let me know if I'm saying it right. God damn it. I'm so bad with Pixel 3 for $499 versus Pixel 4a for $399. Which one would you pick? Well, wait a minute. Do you have the numbers mixed up here? Because Pixel 3 right now is $299, right? So here, I don't. This is kind of a harder one for me to say because in terms of camera performance, I think they're both going to be very similar, but yeah, you're going to have the obvious edge of a better camera, maybe a hint of better camera on the Pixel 4a over the Pixel 3a, but I think the 4a will still give you a better processor overall over the 3a. But you get it for $100 less. I don't know what's going to have the better battery. Maybe the 4a. That's a tough choice, man. It's a tough choice because I think it really depends on. I think both of the phones are going to be very similar in terms. Well, the Pixel 4a is going to have a better display, like kind of design wise. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of punch hole displays, hole punch displays, however you want to say it, but I think the bezels look a lot better. That's a tough call because I think both phones are similar, but there's $100 price cut in there. I think it also depends on how long you think you're going to have that phone for. I think if you're going to have the phone for at least 2 years, I think I would spend that extra $100 and get the Pixel 4a. But also, here's the thing too, is if the Pixel 4a has an option of 128 gigs of storage, of course, if I'll say this much, if the Pixel 4a gives you 128 gigs of storage for 400, I would say the Pixel 4a for sure. If the Pixel 4a has 128 gig option for 449, that might even be worth it too. I think it really depends on your priorities there, because I still think both are going to be pretty similar phones. I'm a little worried that the Pixel 3a, I just don't know how well it's going to work in terms of its performance over time, because I don't know what kind of chipset they use in there. Isn't it a Snapdragon 600 series or is it 700 series? I don't know. Yeah. So Mint Arcade here also says, though, I believe Pixel Line XL is better because of battery. So that's a good point too. Because you know what? I've never owned a Pixel 3a. I've never owned a Pixel 3a XL. I am disappointed with my Pixel 4's battery. If anyone ever asks me about a Pixel 4 and they're really considering it, I always tell them to get the Pixel 4 XL, because I'm like, if you really want one, just get one with the better battery. But that's still a hard sell for me, for people, or a hard recommendation, because the Pixel 4L or because the Pixel 4 XL, yeah, it's cheaper right now at $599. But if you want 120 gigs of storage, I think that's $699, and that's I can't recommend that. I feel like that's overpriced. Yeah, that's tough, man. But yeah, I think it also depends on what your priorities are. So I don't know. If I think about your priorities, we can talk about that maybe in more detail later. I can't go through all of it right now, but I think if I were to pick one right now, I don't know. I might get the Pixel 4a, just maybe because of the more modern design, but yeah, I don't know how good that battery is going to be either. That's really a tough call. Hackney Man says here, so I sent back the used Pixel 4 XL I bought. 90 hertz was amazing. The only thing about the 4A is that it'll be 60 hertz. Yeah, I think for almost 100% certain it's going to be 60 hertz. It's not going to be 90 hertz. I think that might be a deal breaker. So that's funny you say that, because on my Pixel 4, I do have 90 hertz and I do have it enabled. And yes, I notice it, but it isn't a deal breaker for me. But that also goes to show that for different people, priorities are different. Like, just because it's important to me doesn't mean that it's not important to you. And that's like, for you to say that that's a deal breaker, like that just goes to show that people do have different priorities. And I appreciate you saying that, because yeah, even though I notice it, it's not the biggest deal breaker for me. But yeah, I'm almost positive that the 4A is not going to have 90 hertz. Why don't you just wait for the Pixel 5? That's my like, I know I'm being very optimistic, but I think the Pixel 5 might kill it this year if they can price it under $500. That's my hope. If they can price it under $500 with a killer camera, that's going to be the phone to get. Yeah, maybe wait for that one. I don't know. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so Alobius says, Alobius, you got to tell me how to pronounce that. And if they do price 1Z for $399, that's a keeper. So yeah, I think that's what's going to make it competitive. I don't know if you saw my stream before, Alobius. my guesstimation or my hope is that they're going to price the OnePlus Z at 379, just to like, if they want to continue to like undercut everybody, I want them to price the OnePlus Z at 379 with a 765 chipset. I think that will make some waves in the Android community, in the smartphone industry. I think it's going to be a really, really competitive $400 industry that I'm excited about, because we can talk about some good phones then at $400. We can say fuck you to all the like $1,000 phones, like and say I'm not spending that much money. Leave that to the the tech reviewers, right? And like me included, I'll probably just buy it and then return it because I'm not going to spend $1,000. But it's for the way I feel about it, it's like a big fuck you to these companies saying, no, don't charge us $1,000. Give us the best that you can give us at $400, and like let's see what's worth it. Yeah, Danelli has a good point. All of these phones are starting to be the same. Phone talk getting boring. And you know what, Danelli, that's how I've been for a long time. And that's kind of why I got out of the game for a bit. That's why I won't spend the money either. Because a lot of times you get like minimal improvements. And I think the only thing that I can champion for at this moment is the price point. And that's why a lot of times I'm just like, hey, well, let's just look for the better deal. Let's look for something that's a year old. Let's look for something that like you can even get used. I don't know. You just got to get, I think at this point is you just got to get the best for your money. So, okay. I see Hamed in here too. Hamed Shamsi. Hamid Al Shamsi. Hey, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. I don't know if I've seen you here either. There's no way it's under 500. It's going to be 650. I think that's kind of fair, don't you think? For the Pixel 5. Here's the thing. The Pixel 5 at 650 with a Snapdragon 765 chipset just does not seem right to me. It doesn't seem right. I think that's overpriced, just like the Pixel 4 is. I mean, look at the Pixel 4. The Pixel 4, they're selling for $500 right now. That's what it should have been priced at in the first place. I paid $800 for this thing, man. And I said it when I first got it. That $800 was overpriced. It was way overpriced. I just did not think it was. I didn't think it was worth it. But I don't know. You could be right. We don't know. I'm not the guy who makes these prices, but if it comes out at 650 with a 765, I mean, I'll be the first to say I think that's an overpriced price. You're not giving us an 800 series chipset. I don't know. I really don't. Brian saying here, I was thinking about going to 4A from my 3XL just for the updates and increase in RAM, but I'm not sure about the build quality. That's a good point too. And lack of water resistance and wireless charge. Yeah. Okay, let me scroll down here and then I got to get back into the I think I only went through like 2 stories. I'm going through chat here, but chat's very engaging today. So I appreciate you guys. Hackney Man says here, you're optimistic waiting for Google. There's always something not quite right with their hardware. Hackney Man you're on point with that. Annoying because software image processing is dope. It's very true. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to be very optimistic about Google these days. It really is. Okay, so let's get back into a couple other stories here. I don't know if. Yeah, this is something we've talked about already. This is just another leak of the Pixel 4a. We'll just go through this real quick since it's here. I mean, this is kind of what I like about the Pixel 4a is it just has a really nice look to it. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like a pretty modern phone for $100 price point. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of a hole punch display, but this looks pretty symmetric. It looks way better than my Pixel 4. The front of my Pixel 4 just looks horrid compared to this. But I like this design. And this is my favorite part right here is this rear fingerprint reader. It's something I really miss on my Pixel 4. I'd rather have that than the facial, the face unlock. I like this a lot better. I think this looks so much better, but I'm not going to go through this article just showing this leak. Just thought it, I mean, I do like this color. I even like the little accent here that they do. I think it might be a pretty solid phone. We just have to see how good the Snapdragon 730 processor is and how long this thing can outlast or how well it could do over time. a Snapdragon 730 chipset, how well it can do over time. But for a $400 price point, I think it's pretty good. I think if they really want to get a killer deal, they got to offer 128 gigs at $449 at the most. At the most, if Google is gonna give a 128 gig option for the Pixel 4a for $499, I think they're overpricing it, and I'm gonna bitch about that because they should not upcharge $100 for 128 gigs of internal storage. I think that is I think that's highway robbery. I really do. That's my opinion though, but they shouldn't be charging $100 more for 128 gigs of internal storage. Okay, so let's move on here. This article from GSM Arena says Poco F2 promo campaign kicks off with product page full of teasers, some details. So I know that there's been some loyalty behind the Poco F1, and I think it was because they released a Snapdragon 800 series chipset phone for $300. But I don't think this is the case for this Poco F2 Pro. It's coming back. The Poco F2 Pro is officially on its way. Official Twitter account is inviting everyone on the hype train. It's so funny because I saw this and like whoever designed this just looks so ugly. And like I could make this on Microsoft Paint, and I just like, who picked these words? Passionate, powerful, cool, geeky, young, fun. I don't know. I mean, it's an international company, right? So English is probably not their main language, so I get it. But they either got to hire someone from the US maybe to have a better marketing thing here, but it just kind of screams lazy. This is more of a teaser, so it doesn't give away the full details about the phone, but it does confirm that it will be based on the Redmi K30 Pro. So they're talking about a Snapdragon 865 in there, so it's going to have the top of the line chipset. It doesn't talk about really anything. Well, no, it does. So Poco F2 Pro with either 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage, or 8 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of internal storage. Different colors here, but the price in Europe, it will be 600 or 650 euro, depending on local taxes. I don't know what 650 or 600 euro is in US, but it's going to be double the price of what you could get the Poco F1 for. I mean, what's that Poco F2 going to be? Is it going to be an 800 series chipset as well? Is that even going to be an option for something that you can get here? I don't know. Also keep in mind that the 5G support will be dropped in some markets. That's close to double the 330 euro price tag of the original. Even the Redmi K30 Pro itself is 500 euro or so. Yeah, so there's also the Poco X2, which is based on the vanilla K30 and is much more affordable. I mean, I don't see myself getting this phone, especially at that price, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, just thought I'd share just a small article here. I see Ice Emperor here. Ice Emperor, hey, welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. I really hope for the Pixel 5 to keep face recognition. So here's the thing. The Pixel 4 is, ever since they updated the Pixel 4 for so that you can unlock your phone, or that it won't unlock the phone if you close your eyes, that you have to open your eyes. Ever since that update, I feel like my Pixel 4's face unlock has been better, but I don't know why they can't just give us both at this point. Really what I want to see is give us the option to either use face unlock or give us our rear fingerprint reader back, especially during these times when I go out, I'm wearing a mask. And so like, I always forget and I'm like, God damn it. And I have to put my password in. I would like companies to just give us both. I don't know why Google couldn't do it. I mean, I hear you. Like, I really do. I don't mind if they keep it. I don't know. I just want them to kind of really get rid of the front of the Pixel 4 is so ugly with how asymmetric the bezels are. I don't know, maybe some other people might not care. And I guess I don't care to that extent. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but the Soli stuff, I don't like the Soli stuff. I've never used it. I don't see any good point in using it yet, unless they give me a better reason to. It's not the biggest deal for me. Again, I wouldn't mind if they keep it, but I'd like them to give me my fingerprint reader back. I really would. Which is why the Pixel 4a sounds kind of appealing. Anyway, Ice Emperor, thanks for joining the stream, man. Thanks for joining the chat. Let's see here. Selfish Almamad. Hopefully I said that right. Selfish Almamad. How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here either. The only problem that Google don't sell that good is it's not available in many countries, and I don't know why. I don't know why either. It seems like they cater to the US, or at least I think they do, because it's always available here, and usually the price drops are usually only here. And then I think if they do sell it overseas, it's always so much more, and I don't understand why either. I don't know. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And I don't know where you're located at, but I'm sure even if you were able to get it, I bet you whatever they price it at is probably going to be a lot more than what they would sell in the States. I don't know why they do things like that. That's just like the OnePlus 8 here. The OnePlus 8 and the OnePlus 8 Pro it's 100 to 100 no, it's about $125 US more than what you can get, I think, in China and India. And I don't know why. I don't know why they're charging so much more here. Ice Emperor also says it's about $700 to $720 US. Okay, for the Poco F2. Yeah, and I'm not paying $700 for a Poco F2 Pro. I'm sorry. That's way more. Mint Arcade says MKBHD did a blind camera test a while back, and Poco F1 wins the showdown with 16 other phones. Oh, that was what, but that was just with one photo. I mean, I appreciate what he did. I think that's a real creative way of doing it. So for me, I like to do a more thorough, I do real thorough camera comparison tests. I'm sure you know that, Mint Arcade. I don't know if you've looked at some of my past tests, but I used to do blind camera tests a lot too, except those take a lot of work. That takes me a ton of editing time. And I'd love to do that again, but this is not my full-time job. It doesn't pay the bills the way I wish it would. Maybe one day, if what I do right now can pay the bills fully, so that I can do full, real good camera comparisons, then I would totally bring that kind of stuff back. But right now, it's just really hard at this point. I'd love to test the Poco F1 though. If I can get one at a really good price, I'd totally test one out. I really would. Why 2019 says Poco is the last hope of a cheap flagship. Yeah, you know what? And that's why I keep saying I need another company to come out and give us that. OnePlus is no longer our flagship killer, because they're going to make a OnePlus Z, but that's not a flagship killer. They're putting a 765 in there, or they're putting a MediaTek, what is that, Dimensity 1000 in there. That's not a flagship killer either. I mean, if it's going to be high end, that's great to see, but it's still not going to beat the best. It's like not a flagship killer in that kind of respect anymore. I'm not saying it's not going to be serviceable, because I'm sure it's still going to be good. But yeah, I mean, but if Poco's the last hope, what's up with this Poco F2 Pro? Why is it going to cost $700 US? Like, why is it 600 euro or 650 euro? I don't know. Maybe they're just trying something new. These companies need to stop making these super expensive phones, and they need to kind of come back to just the regular market for people who need, a good price on a phone. Selfish Al Mahmoud says I'm in Qatar. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what phones are available in Qatar. Can you get OnePlus phones there, or like, are the phones available there not as widely? I'm just wondering what you can and can't get there. Like, are you able to get like a Galaxy S20? And if you are, is it only the Exynos version? Can you get the Snapdragon version there? I'm always curious about other countries and what you can and can't get. I don't know how a lot of that stuff works. Mint Arcade says, hey, your Pixel 3 camera test is what made me stay. Well, I'm glad. Yeah, again, man, if I could do camera comparison tests all day, I would love to do that. If my only job all day was to do camera comparison tests and streaming, oh man, that would be my dream. But it doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't. We have a big Google fan here. Fan base, I'm guessing, and because it's not available, people are selling the Pixel phones with crazy prices. It goes to $1,500 in the Arabian Gulf. That's crazy. That's crazy because a lot of us here, like, and I've been saying it for a long time, Selfish Al Mahmood, is that it's not it's not worth it. It's so overpriced. Yeah. I mean, I've been a big Google fan for a long time, but that is way that's way too much money. It's so much money. We can get all the phones except Google. God, yeah, that's crazy. I wonder why. I wonder why. Um, yeah, Mint Arcade says in India, the SC 2020 and OnePlus 8 are about the same price. I don't get that either. Why 2019 says, what if the 399 for the OnePlus Z with 765G and 499 for the OnePlus Z Pro? Do you think they're gonna make? Do you think they're gonna make a one with a 765 and a Dimensity 1000? Um, I don't know. Uh, are you saying they would make it a Pro because the Dimensity 1000 is that much better? Well, I mean, yeah, I think we were talking about it not too long ago that the Dimensity 1000 chipset is faster or as fast as an 855, right? A Snapdragon 855. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard for me to spend $500 on a chipset that I really don't know anything about. But 399 for a OnePlus Z with 765 with a 765 chipset, I think that might be a really fair price. I think that would be a competitive price. Ice Emperor says here the Soli stuff is useless right now. Yeah, I agree. Of course, more options are better, right? Face recognition in winter is so awesome, and the fingerprint is extremely useful when you have sunglasses or masks and scarves. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Just give us both. Give the consumer both. Why not? Why not? Okay, guys, let's move on here. I am not going to be able to go through all these stories today. We're already rounding out that hour. Wrong screen. There we go. Okay, I can save that for another day. Okay, we'll just go through some of the shorter stories real quick. So this article from Pocket Now is talking about the OnePlus 8 8 Pro Oxygen OS. So for any of you guys who do have a OnePlus 8 or a OnePlus 8 Pro, it looks like Oxygen OS put a new update out. It brings improved camera, dirt detection, front camera, and more. I don't know if any of you guys have received this update yet. Oh, this is a real short article. It's just talking about the updates. So OnePlus 8 and 8 Pro are receiving new stable updates. The company has rolled out Oxygen OS 10.5.4 and for EU and 10.5 for Indian and international models. And so improve system stability, refine the dirt detection capability to be more accurate than ever. That's a small thing there. Improve the camera shooting experience with the front camera, improve the stability. Oh, that's a really short article. I thought it might have improvements on the camera itself. I mean, maybe improvements on the front camera. So something to test. If I had a OnePlus 8, I'd definitely give it a shot and see if it's gotten better. But yeah, just thought I'd share that. I didn't think it was going to be that short. I thought there was actually going to be detail about what they did to the camera and why it would be better, but I guess not. So, okay, let's move on. This article from Macworld is why 5G will give the iPhone 12 an advantage over every Android phone. And I'm kind of curious about this. So this is an opinion piece. The one thing that I've been saying to a lot of, the one thing I've been saying on my stream is that 5G is still not ready. I tell a lot of people, if you're in the market for a phone right now, don't get lost in the hype of 5G because 5G for 2020 is still not worth the extra price. So for companies who are trying to sell you on 5G or trying to get you to spend more money on 5G, I tell you guys to hold off because 5G still isn't widely, available. It doesn't have that much of a superior increase in speed over 4G, and in a lot of cases it underperforms. Like usually 4G LTE is still better generally, but it's improving. It's just not the time for it. So I'm wondering why the iPhone 12, or at least why this article says why it would be an advantage. So let's go over that real quick. The 5G iPhone 12 will reportedly cost the same as the 4G iPhone 11. Here's why that's a big deal. This sounds like clickbait. I hope this isn't clickbait. Even though the iPhone 12 might not arrive until jack-o'-lanterns start. So again, there's word that the iPhone 12 will probably be pushed about a month back. We already know an awful lot about Apple's plans. Most notably, there will be reportedly be 4 iPhone models for the first time. So the one thing that I've talked about is how for the first time, there's going to be an iPhone 12, or this purportedly iPhone 12 will be $649. So a $650 price point for the iPhone 12 with an OLED screen. Cheap. And I think at that price point, it's going to be really competitive, especially if it's going to have the same main shooter with night mode. That's going to be a killer camera, killer performance, and a really competitive price. So those prices mean you're going to be getting more screen for the same amount of money, with the Pro models, a better display for just $50 more than the iPhone 11, and a new lower starting price for budget conscious buyers. Yeah, why would you buy an iPhone 11 if you can get an iPhone 12 for $650? On its own, that would be impressive, but the new iPhones are also rumored to come equipped with 5G modems that will presumably support both T-Mobile's sub-6 gigahertz and Verizon's millimeter wave networks. Apple would be well within its rights to charge more for a 5G iPhone. Just this year, the Galaxy S20 and OnePlus 8 Pro jumped by hundreds of dollars compared to their prior LTE equivalents. Again, that's why I keep telling you guys, don't fall for this 5G hype, because a lot of these phones getting overpriced right now, just a bunch of bullshit. Just get the better deal if you're looking for a phone right now, or wait it out. If you can wait it out, go ahead and wait it out. Yeah, they're talking about the S20 climbing to a whopping $1,600 for the highest configuration. Imagine paying $1,600 for a phone that you're only going to keep for a year or 2 years max. It just doesn't make any sense. So why isn't Apple increasing its prices like its Android peers? Rather, a combination of timing smarts and Apple long-term strategy is about to pay off in a big way. When Samsung and others launched the first 5G phones last year, all eyes turned to Apple. But when the iPhone 11 came and went with nary a mention of 5G, it shouldn't have been a surprise. Not only were the first 5G phones big, expensive, and subject to overheating, the networks that they connected to were unreliable and limited. And to an extent, a lot of that is still true right now, today. Apple rarely dives into new tech before it's viable. And that's the thing. I'm not trying to knock the fact that 5G isn't good. I'm just trying to say that they're trying to take advantage of the consumers right now by giving you technology that's not even ready, like not even properly ready right now, and charging you more for it. And, and you're the sucker that pays for it. Like, we're the guinea pigs testing it out, but we pay the price, literally pay the price by pulling your wallet out and spending $1,000 or whatever. Anyway, that's changed over the past several months. While the effects of the coronavirus pandemic have delayed the rollout, the major carriers all have decent 5G maps across the US. And yes, while that's true, I still don't think it's ready. Boasting coast-to-coast coverage and Verizon expanding to dozens of cities and larger venues, but 5G deployment still pales in comparison to LTE. Very true. So even they opt for a 5G plan, most iPhone 12 users will still be using LTE. So Apple won't be charging its users a premium for a service that they're not even going to use. And I have to applaud that. I have to applaud the company if that's their plan. If they're really going to price it out at $649, good for them. Good for Apple for actually saying, hey, we're actually going to go the opposite way this time. I've been giving shit to Apple forever for charging so much for phones. Not to say that they don't offer a good quality product, but it's nice to see them kind of go back down a little bit here and give you something that's worth your money, or at least worth more than what some other competitors are giving. Okay, and yeah, and they're comparing other companies that are doing it. Qualcomm's double dip chips, and this is why a lot of companies are going for the 765 G or 765 chipset, because they know that using the 865 Snapdragon chipset is going to cost a lot more. It might seem that Samsung and OnePlus are taking advantage of their most loyal customers, but the pricing for their 5G phones aren't entirely their fault. Yeah, but it's still way overpriced. I still think that they could cut their margins down. Their profit margins don't have to be disgustingly huge just to make I can bitch about it all day, but whatever. So the top of the line Android phones all use Qualcomm's latest high-end Snapdragon processor, and this year's 865 price has entered the stratosphere, according to phone makers. When asked why the Poco X2 used a Snapdragon 730G chip rather than the Snapdragon 865 chipsets right now, all 800 series chipsets are extremely expensive, and the 865 being the first 5G generation is just a lot more expensive. And there's a catch. While the 865 is a 5G chip, there isn't a modem integrated into it for the first time since the 810 in 2015. On top of that, Qualcomm has made it so the two pieces, the 865 and the latest X55 5G modem, need to be purchased together, even if the phone isn't a 5G one. Okay, so the iPhone 12 won't have that problem. For one, Apple makes its own system on chip, so it doesn't rely on Qualcomm Snapdragon. For another, it's been making iPhones with external modems for years, so it's well aware of the power and heat needs. Even if the X55 5G modem costs more than the Intel XMM 7660 in the iPhone 11, it won't be anywhere near the exorbitant increase Android phone makers are seeing. Apple can absorb the 5G increase easier than Android phone makers and deliver 5G to all phones at the same time without needing to up the price or relegate it to pro models. Okay, we'll leave it there. Again, yeah, at a 650 price point for the iPhone 12, I think it's a great deal. I think a lot of this, I guess I saw coming of why they were doing it. But yeah, I think we got the gist of it. We didn't need to get that deep into it. Okay, so let me move it back into here. Mint Arcade says buy 5G phones when it becomes a necessity, unless you're a trend addict. Mobile phone, they're not collector items. They're not. I think for maybe someone like me, I can understand being kind of a collector, just depends. But for most people, yeah, you're not collecting these phones, man. For most people, you're just buying these phones because you need a good phone, you need something that works, and you need something that you can get for a good price. I mean, unless you got money to spend, if you got money to spend and you just want to be a show off with like your gold Razor phone, then be my guest. But that's not me. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. I think that's all the news I got today. Real quick, guys, before I end this here, if you guys haven't already, please feel free to like the video. Liking the video helps me in some kind of weird algorithmic way. I have gotten that part memorized. But yeah, it helps other people find my streams, I think. And I think it just helps support me. If you guys haven't already, feel free to subscribe. I do stream Monday through Fridays, weekdays at 12 p.m. Central. Usually it's been a little later, so maybe 12:15 to 12:30 Central. I might change that, for the time being, but we'll see. For everybody else, real quick, for everybody else who came in, who engaged in chat, thank you so much. Thank you for always joining the community, saying hi, saying what's up. I try to talk to everybody, try to say what's up, and try to give you a good show. And then for the people who super chatted today, who took that extra step or went that extra mile and contributed, thank you guys so much for the support. It really means a lot to me. Any kind of that super chat donations, that all gets reinvested into what I do. So I do appreciate that. I thank you guys so much. And yeah, today's Monday, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully there's more news and I'll go through it, and we'll do this again tomorrow. So with that being said, I am out of here, guys. Take it easy. Have a good one. See you later.